Hello, this is a quick look at the DroidBOX T8-S Plus. This is a really nicely styled Android box. Has the little power button on the front. You get memory card slot and a generous 3 USB ports on the side. You've got the usual connections on the back. This is a HDMI 1.4 port as well as the LAN, and you've also got the external Wi-Fi aerial sticking out the back, and that can be hidden down the back if you're not using it. You can see here it's a quite wide box, actually a little bit wider than you might be expecting, measuring, I think it's about 18 centimeters across. And one of the reasons for that, if you flip it over, you'll see this panel on the bottom. Open this up and you'll find room for a 2.5-inch hard drive. So here you can see a 120 gig SSD drive installed. So that's really handy for those of you who want to have media, games, apps, all that kind of stuff downloaded and installed without having to worry about your space, memory cards, things like that. You get a HDMI cable included in the box, as well as the power cable, and you also get a remote control. Now the remote itself is fine. It takes 2 AAA batteries, and it has most of the features you'd need on an Android box, lots of dedicated buttons and menu controls, things like that. But I'd actually recommend splashing out a little bit more and getting the DroidBOX Air Remote, which is an optional extra, brilliant remote. Air mouse on the top, and then around the back you've got a full keyboard allowing you to type in usernames and passwords. There's a small display on the front which, once booted, will show you the current time. And when it's booted up, you'll be greeted by a really nice interface. This is really well designed for TV, nice big buttons, nice large icons. I did have a bit of an issue in that this top left panel here didn't seem to ever locate where I was by the network, and even if I put in where I was, it never fixed itself. But aside from that, everything else works brilliantly. So you've got the DroidBOX Media Center button at the top, and the cursor, you can see I'm using this as an air mouse. I'm using the air mouse with this. So this is a version of Kodi, not quite sure what's different, but it's pre-installed, so that's handy. It also comes with streaming features from your phone or tablet pre-installed. You simply have to visit its IP address, which it lets you know what it is, then download the relevant app, whether it's Android, iPhone, iPad or Windows. Once that's installed and up and running, the app will automatically find the DroidBOX on your network and allow you to basically throw items onto the large screen. So there we go, it's now detected the M9 has connected to the DroidBOX. So if I go into the pictures section, if I want to show off some holiday snaps, I can go into the camera mode and let's take a look at this nice tree. And there we go, it's thrown it up on the screen. Similarly, you can do this with videos as well. So you simply have to go to the video section and press play. And you can see there that the mobile interface has now changed, giving you controls while you're watching the video. So you can pause this, you can change the volume, you can skip to the next one. You can also use your camera and throw the image onto the screen if you want. Not quite sure what use that would be, but you can do it if you want to. And you can also mirror whatever's on your phone screen onto the TV. So it'll ask you for permission to do this once you say start now, and then the TV will show you exactly what's on your phone screen. For those of an Apple persuasion, you'll be glad to hear that there's also an AirPlay server built into this. That's not the only unique thing about this, it also has its own app store. So as well as the Google Play market that you've got access to, you can go to the DroidBOX market, and that has just quite a good range of different applications that you might be interested in. So quite a few streaming things, VPNs, games, all sorts. Definitely worth checking out if you're looking for something new. Rather than come with any help guides or manuals, this actually has help built in, which is a really cool little idea, I think. So you can go in, and if you've got a common problem, you can go into the fix it section, and hopefully this will help you resolve any issues you might have. It's nice to see that one of the common problems, memory issues, is resolved by just pressing that button on the front. You can see it cleans up all the memory for you. If we go into the main app tray, you can see that they've kept the icons nice and large here as well, so it's very clear. And if there's an app you use a lot, you can add it to the favourites. Just go into the main app tray, click on the icon for the app you want, and then it reappears on the desktop. You've got a couple of screens either side of the main desktop, and that follows a similar theme. So here we have one for all the games on the system, and it's worth noting that games run really well on this. So this is Asphalt 8. You can see it's a really good driving game, whizzing along very nicely. It was really nice and smooth, and of course, being a little Android box, you can also make use of peripherals such as game controllers as well. And it's well worth getting a game controller, as that turns this into a little games console. As well as games, of course, you can use it for media streaming, and I found it worked perfectly fine with YouTube. So here we have the YouTube app, and I'll just go in and select one of my previous videos, and that streamed no problem at all. Similarly with Netflix, that worked absolutely fine. The menu interface was very nice and slick. and films and TV shows played back without a problem. The same couldn't be said for Google's own Play Store. I've got a small library thanks to Pringles, and when I tried to play them, it just came up with a device isn't supported. However, this does have a lot of other media options because it does come with Openelec built in, so if you're not bothered about the Android side, you can actually switch to Openelec and have this just as an Openelec box. And when you're done streaming, whatever, because of course you do have Kodi on the Android side, so I'm not quite sure how useful you'll find this, but when you're done, you can switch back to Android very quickly. So this is a cracking little Android box. I think it's brilliant that you've got space for a hard drive if you want to, but I would definitely recommend getting a couple of peripherals such as the Air Mouse and a controller for games. Hope you found this short review useful. Thanks for watching.